Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Desire to Learn with Pranita. So now we are going to know about the poem The Brook by Alfred Lord Tennyson, Standard 7th English textbook. And we are going to know about poet, paraphrase, glossary, then conclusion of the poem and recitation of the poem, and lastly the structure of the poem. So let's start. So let's know about the central idea of the poem. The brook plays the role of narrator as it tells the reader about its journey. Brook means झरना, खुद ही उसके सफ़र के बारे में वर्णन कर रहा है, बोल रहा है. So speaker is brook itself. झरना खुद ही. झरना means brook undertake a long and winding journey, means with the bends or curves, घूम घूम कर सफ़र कर रहा है across the countryside, then cities and forests, and lastly to join the larger river, बड़े से नदी को आकर मिल रहा है. So this is all about the journey of Brook and Brook's experiences during his journey. So let's know about the poet Alfred Lord Tennyson. He was the poet laureate during much of Queen Victoria's reign and remains one of the most popular British poets. In 1829, Tennyson was awarded the Chancellor's Gold Medal at Cambridge for one of his first pieces, Timbuktu. He published his first solo collection of poems, chiefly lyrical, in 1830. He was born on 6th August 1809, Somersby, United Kingdom. He died on 6th October 1892, Luxor, United Kingdom. His poems, Ulysses, then In Memoriam, A.H.H., The Lady of Shalott, etc. These are famous poems. He took his education at King's Edward VI Grammar School, 1816, 1820, and Trinity College. So let's know about the paraphrase. So let's know about the stanza first. I come from haunts of Kut and Hun. I make a sudden sally and sparkle out among the fun to bicker down a valley. So here the brook Jharna start from those dwelling places of birds, Nivasthan of bird, such as the Kut, a water bird, and the Hun, old word for the bird, heron. It make a sudden sally when rush as it flows out, तेजी से बहती है जैसी वो वहाँ से निकलती है. The presence of sunlight, सूरज की रोशनी, causes the brook water to sparkle, चमकता है water. Why shining? Because sunshine reflects the crystal clear water and it flows among the fern. Fern means a green plant with no flowers and lot of long thin leaves, as you can see in the picture. While flowing, the sound of brook resemble that of to bicker down a valley, which means people quarreling, but here it means when brook moves create a lot of noise. बहुत शोर करते हुए ये ब्रुक जो है वो बहती जाती है. Stanza second. By 30 hills I hurried down, or slip between the ridges. By 20 tops a little town, and half a hundred bridges. So here, this brook is passing through different areas. बहुत जगहों से बहती जाती है. Here poet created wonderful imagination. The brook flows down 30 hills. It also moves smoothly between the ridges. Long and narrow hills पहाड़ों से गुजरती है. It also passing through 20 thorps, means a village or hamlet, गाँवों से गुजरती है. A little town, नगर, and half a hundred means 50 bridges. So number used in this line such as 30, 20, half a hundred. So these are used to give impression of several or many, and it also maintain the rhythm, लय of the poem. लय को भी maintain किया है. So the stanza third. Till last by Philip's farm I flew, to join the brimming river. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. So here, the poet have tell us about the merging point of the brook. So यहाँ आकर वो विलीन हो जाएगी, मिल जाएगी. So the brook joins to brimming means a overflowing river. And here Philip's farm is a place, एक जगह है, which symbolized as a landmark of the ending journey of the brook. यहाँ पे उसकी जर्नी खत्म हो जाएगी. And the last two lines shows main theme of the poem. We men shall not live forever. We men are transient. They come and go over time. We are subject to decay, decline and death. एक दिन हम खत्म हो जाएंगे, नए लोग आएंगे. But this brook is ever flowing. वो बहती ही रहेगी. And these lines are repeated again and again several times. So these are the refrain. In entire poem, it is repeating again and again. So let's know about the next. Stanza 4. I chatter over stony ways in little sharps and trebles. I bubble into eating bass. I babble on the pebbles. So here Brook says that as it goes on the stony path, it creates chattering sound. तेज गति से बहने का आवाज. This sound is high. In little sharps and trebles, this phrase also means high-pitched musical sound that brook created while flowing. It makes bubbles. I bubble into aiding bass, bulbuli. When it flows into aiding bass means a part of the coast where the land goes into a form, a curve, and it flows in the aiding means circular or in spiral movement. चक्कर खाते हुए brook घूमती है. At that time a lot of bubbles are formed. बहुत बुलबुले बनते हैं. Again when the brook move on the pebbles, a small round stone, छोटे छोटे पत्थर. I babble on the pebbles, and that time it creates sound which is similar to that of sound of many voices talking at the same time. जैसे कि एक ही समय पर अलग अलग बातें चल रही हैं, वैसे voices आते हैं. Stanza 5th. With many a curve my banks are fret, by many a field and fallow, and many a fairy foreland set, with willow, weed and mallow. So here Brook says it does not flow in a straight line. वो सीधे नहीं बहती है. It makes lot of turn. I fret. So here fret means worry. The brook takes so many curves. It seems as if it is constantly troubling, परेशान कर रही है. It banks किनारों को to change the shape. The brook continues move through many field, खेती से गुजरती है, and fallow means cultivated land. And the brook goes through many a foreland set. Foreland set. Here it refers to a scenic सुंदर दृश्य place that looks like an entrance of fairy land. परियों के प्रवेश द्वार, ऐसी जगह से वो गुजरती है. And that land is with willow. Willow means trees with long branches, and mallow means a plant with purple flowers. So the brook passes through beautiful land on its journey. So stanza 6th. I chatter as I flow to join the brimming river. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. So here what Brook says? Here Brook says that as it flows, the brook creates continuous various sounds like people talking, chatter as I flow, and then merge with its destination. मंजिल को जाके मिल जाती है. That is brimming, overflowing river. Then again repeat the same lines that For men may come, men may go, but I go on forever. So what does it mean? We men shall not live forever. We are subject to decay, decline and death. एक दिन हम खत्म हो जाएंगे, नए लोग आएंगे. But this brook is ever flowing. वो बहती ही रहेगी. And these lines are repeated several times in the entire poem. So these are the refrain of this poem. Stanza 7th. I wind about, in and out. I wind about and in and out, with her a blossom sailing, and here and there a lusty trout, and here and there a grayling. So here Brooke says, I wind about means to make a round movement और coils or twist गोलाकार घूमती है. On its way and in the way had lot of ups and down, in and out. Sometimes fall from the height and goes in deep water, and then continue flow. इस तरह से वो बहती रहती है. On brook's surface a blossom, with her a blossom sailing means a flower can be seen. The floating flower appears to be sailing on the brook. जैसे कि फूल भी जल की यात्रा कर रहे हैं वैसे दिखते हैं. The brook is also home, and here and there a lusty trout, and here and there a grayling. So brook is also home for freshwater fish such as trout and grayling. The trout is vigorous, furtila, an energetic fish. So poet called him here a lusty trout. So these all can be seen in the journey of brook. The 8th. So here, and here and there a foamy flake upon me as I travel, with many a silvery water break above the golden gravel. So here Brooke says, when it moves, the waves लहरें clash टकराती है with each other and create bubbles, foamy flake, bulbule, and those bubble in group make a foam, and here and there a foamy flake. झाग and flake means परत बनाती है. Upon me as I travel, and this foamy flake float on flowing water. With many a silvery water break, when brook moves through different curves and the clashes, it breaks and breaks, so it causes unevenness of its bed, असमान बना देती है. And because of that, the water breaks reflect the sun, and that makes them to appear silver. Silver पानी दिखाई देता है, सिल्वर की तरह दिखाई देता है. Above the golden gravel, and at the base the gravel means very small stone, conquered gravel at the base. It is seen, it is usually of golden means brownish yellow color, and it is visible when brook is flowing through these places. So stanza 9. And draw them all along and flow to join the brimming river. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. So here Brooke says that, so brook carries अपने साथ लेके जाती है fishes, foam, flowers, pebbles and several floating objects, बहुत सारी चीजें. As it flows towards and to join the brimming बड़ी massive river को वो मिलने जा रही है. So again the refrain comes, the same repeated part of the poem. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. So what does it mean? कि we men shall not live forever. एक दिन हम खत्म हो जाएंगे, नए लोग आएंगे. But this brook is ever flowing. वो ऐसे ही बहती ही रहेगी, बहती ही रहेगी. Stanza 10. I sleep, I slide, I gloom, I glance among my scheming swallows. I make the naked sunbeam dance against my sandy shallows. So here Brooke says, when brook is flowing, it makes different movements like I slip, I slide, I gloom, I glance. So place of water for food among my scheming swallows. So scheme means rapidly the birds पानी के ऊपर भाग के स्पर्श करते हैं, अपना खाना खोजते हैं. The brook waves create a net-like structure. I make the netted sunbeam dance. जालीदार structure on which sunbeam sunshine dance और sparkle चमचमाती है, and it seems us as if the sunbeams are dancing against my sandy shallows. So it is clear, it is near the bank where the water level is very shallow and the sand is clearly visible. So stanza 11. I murmur under moon and stars in brambly wilderness. I linger by my shingly bars. I loiter round my crosses. So here, wilderness means wild place or region under nobody living. And brambles, or we can say thorny prick shrub, jungly jhadi, found in such a places. So that's way poet refer to such a region as a brambly wilderness. In the quiet nights under the moon and star, as the brook passes, जब गुजरती है, over numerous pebbles and uneven land, it makes a certain sound. In the silent wilderness, sounds can be clearly heard. That reminds murmuring, means like brook talking to itself, खुद से ही बात कर रही है. I murmur under moon and stars. Then shringly, I linger by my shingly bars. Shingly means a group of small rounded pebbles or stones together. During water flow, these are deposited, जमा होते, and it refer as a shingly bars. Shinglies are usually found in the slow moving part of brook. The brook often lingers, stay longer. Linger means stay longer because of stones on the way. So it slows, धीरे धीरे move होती है. Now next, I loiter round my cresses. Cresses means water cresses, a type of plant with small round green leaves that often grows on the edge, किनारों पे of a brook. As the brook passes through water cresses, the water seems to be come together in a large amount, इकट्ठा हो जाता है among the plant. So for that a loiter is used, इकट्ठा हो जाता है. So in the stanza, the brook leaves the wilderness, shingly bars and the watercress behind and flows in graceful curves towards the river. So stanza 12. And out again I curve and flow to join the brimming river. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever, but I go on forever. So now this is the last stanza of the poem. So now after a long journey, finally brook again takes a curve and start flowing to join the brimming river, the massive river. And again the same two lines which refer to the refrain, means same meaning it has. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. So we men shall not live forever. We are subject to decay, decline and death. एक दिन हम खत्म हो जाएंगे, नए लोग आएंगे. But this brook is ever flowing. वो बहती रहेगी. And this is the last line of this poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Now let's see next. So what we learn from this poem? Conclusion. So this poem is an autobiography of a brook. The narrator is brook itself. It describes the journey of its life. वो खुद की जर्नी बता रही है. The poem The Brook appears to be a symbol of life. Just like journey of brook, the human beings have to face many ups and downs. हमारी जिंदगी में बहुत ups and downs आते हैं. And then finally we get success. Then what message we learn from this poem? So we should not give up. One should overcome difficulties and keep on moving. Sometimes it is sad life, sometimes happy, but we have to achieve our target. हमें अपना target achieve करना है. And here man is mortal. हम एक दिन खत्म हो जाएंगे. While the brook goes on forever. And in every refrain it is saying that, वो firmly कह रही है that I go on forever. And man life is short. हमारी life तो short है. So we have to make whatever obstacles will come, कोई भी कठिनाइयाँ आए, but we have to make our life best. हमें हार नहीं माननी है. So this we have to learn from the book. हमें बुक से ये सीख मिलती है, ये हमें उससे सीखना है. So let's know the structure of the poem. So this is ballad. This poem is a ballad. Ballad means a small story in the form of poem, and it is a old form of poem. It is narrative. It is dramatic and simple. Style of conversation is used. कविता को कहानी के रूप में बताया जाता है, सुनाया जाता है. And it has a 4 lines. You can see 1, 2, 3 stanza. Every stanza has a 4 line. You can see. So that's why it is called as a quatrain. Quatrain means every stanza has a 4 lines. Now we'll see the rhyming schemes. So here we can see hun, and the similar sound is there in fun. So we denote as a AA. Then Sally, Valley, last word BB of first stanza. Now the second stanza down, town, same sound. So we denote as CC. Then reach, preach, DD, same sound. Then you can see flow, go in third stanza EE. Then river, ever, we denote as a FF, same sound. So then after F, which alphabet comes? G. So vase, base, same sound. So GG. Trebles, pebbles, same sound. So HH. Then after H, which alphabet come? I. So freight, sate, same sound. So II. Fallow, mallow, same sound. So JJ. So after J, which IJ, which alphabet came? K. So flow, go, KK. Then river, ever, LL. Now let's see in the next stanza. Now here you can say out, trout, MM. Then sailing, grayling, NN. Now in the next stanza, flake, water break, same sound. So OO. Travel, gravel, PP. Now after P, which alphabet came? Q. So flow, go, same sound. So QQ. River, ever, same sound. So RR. Then now in the next stanza, glance, dance, same sound. So SS. Then swallow, shallow, same sound. So TT. Now after T, which alphabet came? U. So U, stars, bars, UU, we do not as a U. Then wilderness and crescent, same sound. So VV. Then after that X for the last stanza, X. After V, which alphabet came? X. So we flow, that we give denote as a X. Then flow, go, XS. River, ever, Y. So this is the rhyme scheme of the poem. So hope you understand the explanation of the poem, and if you like it, then please do like, share and subscribe.